My beloved child, I have loved you from the very beginning, with a love that surpasses your understanding. I have watched you face challenges, make decisions, and wrestle with doubts. And today, I must warn you about a grave mistake that many of my children unknowingly make, an error with far-reaching consequences. Hold fast to this message, for this realization has the power to transform your life. If you are ready to see beyond this world's illusions and walk the path I have truly set before you, let my wisdom guide your steps today. Since your first breath, I have enfolded you in my pure, tender love. You have journeyed down many roads, faced numerous trials, yet there have been times when you felt lost, unsure of which way to turn. I have observed that many of my children fall into the same trap, making a seemingly small mistake that can profoundly impact their lives. I desire to protect you from this pitfall. Your world is teeming with distractions, constant noise, temptations, and diversions that vie for your attention daily. So many of my children chase after fleeting pleasures, placing their trust in temporary things. They are deceived, believing that wealth, power, and accolades will bring them fulfillment. The truth is, this world is transient and cannot satisfy the deepest longings of your heart. There is so much more to you and your life than what this earthly realm offers. Do not be fooled into thinking that material possessions or a good reputation will bring you lasting joy. While they may provide a momentary sense of happiness, they can never fill the void that only I can satisfy. Many pursue their ambitions without seeking my guidance, dreaming and striving to get ahead on their own strength. My heart's desire is for you to live a life filled with purpose, joy, and peace. However, if you do not listen to my still small voice, if you do not seek my counsel, you will miss out on the precious gifts I have prepared for you. Pride is another common pitfall that blinds the heart and deceives one into a false sense of self-sufficiency. But you, my cherished one, were never meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You were not designed to bear burdens that only I can carry. If you attempt to navigate life relying solely on your own strength, you will eventually stumble, grow weary, and one day collapse. I am here for you, your support, your refuge, when all seems lost. Do not be misled into thinking that you can thrive apart from me. Without me, nothing is possible, but with me, all things are possible. I am intimately aware of your inner struggles and the battles that rage within your mind and heart. You are never alone, even in your darkest moments. Some mistakenly believe they can earn my love through good works, rituals, or religious acts. But my child, my love cannot be earned. It is freely given, an open invitation that has been extended to you since your first breath. It is not your responsibility to prove yourself worthy of my love. I know you more fully than you know yourself, and my love for you remains steadfast. It grieves me when my children strive for perfection and measure their worth based on their accomplishments. Your value lies not in what you do, but in who you are. Do not exhaust yourself trying to be flawless. I am fully aware of your weaknesses and shortcomings, yet love you unconditionally anyway. Come to me as you are, and allow me to transform you from the inside out. Another mistake that many make is harboring bitterness about the past. It sows seeds of resentment in their hearts that hinder them from experiencing the fullness of my love. My precious one, you cannot move forward when you're shackled by regrets. Let go of old wounds and allow my healing touch to restore you. Forgiveness is not only liberating for others, but also frees you from the prison bitterness can create. Genuine love cannot coexist with hatred raging within. I cannot love fully through a heart consumed by anger and malice. Open yourself up to me, and I will empower you to forgive even when it feels impossible. Many also fall into the trap of neglecting their time with me. Pulled every direction by the busyness of life, they rush from task to task without pausing to simply be in my presence. But child, it's in those quiet moments with me where you find your peace, your purpose, and your strength. Don't allow life's distractions to pull you away from cultivating your most important relationship. You and I share a sacred bond, and my greatest desire is to share my heart. But to hear my voice requires stepping away from the noise and making space for stillness. The world may be loud, but I often speak in whispers. To discern them, one must quiet their soul and listen intently. Trusting that you can navigate life without my guidance is another grave mistake. I see the path ahead and long to hold your hand every step of the way. Comparison is a sin that ensnares many of my children. They look at others' lives and feel inadequate or less than. But I have crafted you with intention, endowing you with unique gifts and abilities designed to fulfill the specific purpose I have for you. Never measure yourself against another, for I have a distinct plan for each one. What I have for you will look different than what I have for them. Trust that I have good things in store for your future. When you look at others, you may see their successes and triumphs, but not the full picture. You are unaware of their hidden pain and struggles. Be content in how I have uniquely positioned and equipped you, and trust that I am weaving all things together for your good. Comparison robs you of joy and blinds you to the blessings I've already bestowed. Know that your worth is not determined by others' opinions, but is rooted firmly in my unfailing love for you. Rest assured that you are deeply, completely, and eternally loved. Another trap that many succumb to is worrying about the future. Their minds swirl with fears of what may come and how they'll get through. But I'm already in your tomorrow, and I know where I'm leading you. I have gone before you to prepare the way. Worry does not change outcomes. It simply steals your peace in the present. Release your anxious thoughts into my capable hands, for I will care for you. Do not resign yourself to carrying weights you were never meant to bear. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Come to me and I will give you rest. I see too many of my beloved ones seeking affirmation from the world. They look to others to define their worth and believe their happiness depends on being accepted and esteemed by man. But human love is fickle. One day they praise you, and the next they tear you down. Do not root your identity in the ever-shifting opinions of man, but in my steadfast love and approval. When you find your sense of self in me, you will no longer feel compelled to chase after others' validation. Nothing and no one can alter the fact that you are my beloved. In a misguided attempt to avoid pain, some isolate themselves, believing they're better off going it alone. But I created you for connection and never intended for you to feel lonely. Surround yourself with people who will build you up, support you, and encourage your faith. You are designed to uplift and sustain one another through life's joys and adversities. Isolation makes you vulnerable to the enemy who seeks to divide and discourage. But even when you feel alone, I am right there with you. Do not fall for the lie that you don't need others. My church thrives in authentic community. Seek out fellowship, and you'll discover renewed strength, wisdom, and encouragement for the journey. Another snare is failing to guard your heart. Many of my children allow worldly influences to shape their thoughts, actions, and ultimately, their hearts. You must be diligent to protect what I have placed within you, for your heart is the wellspring of your life. If it becomes polluted with the world's deceptions, you'll find yourself drifting from me, my child. Watch carefully what flows into your heart. Every image, story, and voice you welcome becomes like food for your spirit. Some will help you flourish like a well-tended garden, while others will slowly poison the soil of your soul. Be vigilant, my child, about what you allow to influence your heart and mind. Not everything that seems harmless truly is. Small compromises can gradually erode your faith if you're not watchful. You cannot afford to let your guard down. Just as a gardener tends to the soil, carefully removing weeds that threaten the plants, so you must treat your heart. Uproot anything that doesn't align with my truth. As you guard your heart for me, you create space for my peace and love to take up residence there. A related misstep is failing to renew your mind daily with my word. The world relentlessly bombards you with lies that, if not countered with truth, will take root in your mind. It's my word that stands as the ultimate authority and guiding light. Without it, you will wander in darkness, unsure of which way to turn. Make time daily to meditate on my word, allowing it to wash over you, restore your perspective, lift your spirit, and direct your path. Yesterday's revelation is not sufficient for today. Each day brings new challenges and opportunities that require fresh wisdom and direction. My word is alive and powerful, able to transform your life as it takes root in your heart. Another mistake my children often make is giving way to fear. The enemy uses fear as a weapon to paralyze and prevent you from drawing near to me. But I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When fear rises up, face it head on with me by your side. Refuse to make decisions based on fear, for it will whisper lies that you're not enough and that you're bound to fail. No challenge is too great for me to overcome. Do not shrink back when I've called you to move ahead. Press on, trusting that I am with you and will never abandon you. A related error I observe is giving up hope too quickly. When hardships come, many of my children sink into despair, assuming I have forgotten them, or that their situation is beyond repair. Do not lose heart, my precious one. I am the God of hope, always working behind the scenes even when you can't perceive it. Circumstances may appear bleak, but I am still sovereign. I am working all things together for your good. Be careful not to misinterpret divine delays as denials. Even when answers seem slow in coming, I am orchestrating and aligning things in your favor. In seasons of waiting, I am refining you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's to come. Continue to bring your requests to me, for I am faithful to keep my promises. Another pitfall I witness is forgetting that this world is not your ultimate home. Many seek fulfillment in temporary pleasures and possessions, rather than storing up eternal treasures. Resist the urge to pour your time, energy, and resources into things that will eventually fade away. What you acquire on earth is subject to decay and loss, but what you invest in my kingdom is indestructible and will never perish. While the world and its desires are fleeting, my kingdom is unshakable and everlasting. As you seek my kingdom and righteousness above all else, you will experience true contentment. Be cautious not to pour yourself into pursuits with no eternal value. Additionally, some of my children make the mistake of starting strong but not enduring. They begin the journey with enthusiasm and zeal, but when adversity comes, their resolve falters. Remember, my beloved, that the race of faith is not a sprint, but a marathon. I am keenly aware that the path is not always smooth, but I am right there with you in every step. Do not grow discouraged in doing good, for in due time, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Perseverance is essential. It is through pressing on in the face of hardship that your faith is refined and your character is made more like mine. Do not despise the challenges you face, for through them, you are being molded and strengthened. My cherished one, as you navigate the journey of faith, hold fast to these words. When you find yourself tempted to chase after worldly validation and fleeting pleasures, remember that ultimate fulfillment and purpose are found in your connection with me. As fears and worries clamor for attention, continually bring them to me, entrusting them to my care. When the pain of past wounds threatens to embitter your heart, choose the path of forgiveness and allow my love to bring wholeness. In seasons of loneliness, resist the urge to isolate and instead embrace the gift of godly community. And above all else, prioritize time in my presence, meditating on my word and allowing it to renew your mind and anchor your soul. As you intentionally guard your heart, align your pursuits with eternal values, and press on with endurance, you will experience the abundant life I have always intended for you. Never doubt my goodness and my profound love for you. I am with you, I am for you, and I will faithfully lead you in every chapter of your story. You are forever my beloved child. My child, with me nothing is impossible. Keep your eyes fixed on me, and I will guide you through every storm. Many make the mistake of underestimating the power of prayer. Prayer is not a ritual or item to check off your list. It is your direct connection to me. Crying out to me in prayer invites my presence into your situation and empowers me to act on your behalf. Do not discount the impact of a heartfelt prayer spoken in faith. Prayer can shatter strongholds, soften hardened hearts, and move mountains. And prayer is not reserved only for times of crisis. I long for you to commune with me in all circumstances. Share your joys, concerns, and struggles with me. A life steeped in continual prayer will find my hand at work in every aspect. Rather than relying on your own strength and understanding, come to me in all things, and I will make your path straight. Another common pitfall is growing impatient with my timing. When prayers seem to go unanswered and situations don't resolve quickly, it's tempting to take matters into your own hands. Be at peace, beloved. I have it all under control. My perspective is eternal, yours is limited. Trusting in my perfect timing brings a deep tranquility, an assurance that I am working all things together for your good, even when you can't yet see it. Don't rush ahead of me in haste. Simply keep in step with my spirit, and watch how I bring everything together at precisely the right moment. Impatience often leads to taking actions outside my will that can have lasting negative consequences. Stand firm in faith, knowing that what I have planned for you will be more than worth the wait. Many are also unaware of the schemes the enemy has plotted against them. Your adversary is cunning, often masking his attacks as something innocuous or even appealing. Remain alert and sober-minded, my child. Your enemy prowls around like a lion, seeking someone to devour. But I have given you authority over all the power of the enemy. No harm will overtake you as you abide in me. Don't be lulled into a false sense of security. You must stay on guard, putting on the full armor I've provided so you can stand against the devil's strategies. Guard your mind with the helmet of salvation. Protect your heart with the breastplate of righteousness. Take up the shield of faith to extinguish his flaming arrows. Wielding the sword of my word, you are well equipped to counter every attack. Another trap I see many stumble into is undervaluing the unique gifts and abilities I've entrusted to them. They look at others with envy, admiring their talents, failing to recognize that it was I who bestowed them. You, my beloved, are fearfully and wonderfully made, created with intention and purpose. I have equipped you with everything needed to fulfill the calling I've placed on your life. Don't take your gifts lightly, or believe the lie that they are inadequate. Everything I've given you, great or small, is meant to be used for my glory. When you steward what I've entrusted to you, even in seemingly insignificant ways, you bring me joy and become a conduit of blessing to others. Remember the parable of the talents. It was the servant who hid his talent out of fear that lost it, while those who invested theirs faithfully were entrusted with more. Precious one, don't hide your light out of insecurity, fear, or doubt. Step out boldly, knowing I am pleased when you use your gifts for my kingdom. What you offer up to me, no matter how meager it may seem to you, is precious in my sight. Another snare is harboring offense. In a fallen world, you will have many opportunities to take offense at others' words and actions. But beloved, do not let a root of bitterness spring up in your heart. Keeping a record of wrongs builds walls between you and the extravagant love I long to lavish on you. It calluses your spirit and hinders your connection with me. Unforgiveness fosters offense. Resentment gives birth to animosity. I have called you to live in freedom, not in bondage to bitterness. Release it to me, even when everything in you resists. For it is in extending forgiveness that you find healing and liberation. The enemy would love for you to justify clinging to that offense, deceiving you into thinking it gives you a right to withhold grace. Vengeance is mine, I will repay. Entrust yourself to me as your righteous judge and be free. Another mistake is neglecting to walk in the power of my Holy Spirit. My child, I haven't left you to fend for yourself on this journey. My very Spirit dwells within you to comfort, guide, empower, and intercede for you. And yet many continue to live from a place of anxiety and striving, as if my Spirit isn't an ever-present reality, available to lead you into all truth and strengthen you for each day. You have resurrection power living on the inside of you. Don't discount or ignore this incomparable gift. As you yield to my Spirit, you will find yourself operating from a place of spiritual authority, revelation, and unshakable peace. I am your helper, your advocate, your constant companion. Cultivate an awareness of my presence in your everyday moments, and you will live victoriously. Doubt is another subtle strategy the enemy employs to undermine your trust in me. He plants seeds of unbelief, causing you to question my goodness, faithfulness, and even my existence. But beloved, I am unchanging, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Don't give doubt a foothold in your mind. Lean into me, not your own finite understanding. You won't always be able to wrap your mind around the why behind what I allow, but this you can know with absolute certainty. My love for you is unfailing, and my purposes for you are always good. When nothing seems to make sense, I am still working behind the scenes, orchestrating all things for my glory and your ultimate blessing. Refuse to let doubt rob you of the security and unshakable confidence that comes from placing your hope fully in me. Many also struggle to break free from the shame of past regrets and failures. My precious one, there is now no condemnation for those who are in me. When you draw near to me with a repentant heart, I wash you clean, casting your sins into the sea of forgetfulness, never to be held against you again. But the enemy is skilled at dredging up your past, taunting you with the lie that those transgressions disqualify you from the fullness of my love and grace. Don't listen to those accusations. I have already declared you blameless and pure in my sight, not because of anything you've done, but because of what I accomplished on your behalf. The old has passed away. You are a new creation. Step out of the shadow of shame and into the radiance of my love. Refuse to let the enemy drag you back to what's already been dealt with. I see you through the lens of redemption, and that is what defines you now, not your past mistakes. On a similar note, many make decisions based on their own wisdom, neglecting to first seek my guidance. They forge ahead with their plans and pursuits without pausing to discern if those align with the higher thoughts and purposes I have for them. Child, my ways are infinitely higher than your ways. I know the end from the beginning, and am committed to leading you on paths of righteousness for my name's sake. When you acknowledge me in all your ways, I make your paths straight. Neglecting to seek my face every day is not only costly, but dangerous. Daily surrender invites me into the details, from the monumental to the mundane. I long to lead you in the way you should go, to open doors no man can shut, and shut doors no one can open. Lay your plans before me, and I will firmly establish your steps. Don't underestimate your need for rest, not only physical, but spiritual. When you come away with me to a quiet place, I refresh your soul and renew your strength. I designed you with an innate need to withdraw from the busyness of life. When you prioritize times carved out to simply be still and know that I am God, I can replenish your spirit in ways striving never could. Choose to create intentional space with me and watch how I multiply your time, efficiency, and creativity. In my presence, there is both joy and divine perspective for whatever lies ahead. Beloved, you are not a machine. If you refuse to rest, you will eventually burn out. Trade in hurry for my unforced rhythms of grace and experience a peace that surpasses understanding. Don't let the negative words of others define you. I alone have the power to shape your identity. In this fallen world, people will try to label, limit, and invalidate you with their hurtful words and actions. When they mistreat you, refuse to drink that poison into your soul. Instead, bring your pain to me and allow my love to displace every lie. I intimately and affectionately call you my own. That is the unshakable foundation on which you stand. My mercies are new every morning, and my grace is sufficient in your weaknesses. No accusation formed against you will stand. Your righteousness is found in me. When criticism or insult comes, hide yourself in me. Let me remind you of who you are. Let me heal the wounds words have inflicted. I tenderly bind up the brokenhearted, and my banner over you is always love. Make a conscious choice to live from a posture of gratitude. When you give thanks in all circumstances, you position your heart to receive all the good I have in store. No matter what you're walking through, there are always reasons to praise me. Take your eyes off your temporary troubles and shift them to my eternal promises. Your perspective will begin to align with mine. As you intentionally cultivate a grateful heart, you'll find yourself more aware of my activity in and around you. Beloved, I long for you to walk in the fullness of my joy. Don't let the hardships of life rob you of your song. Remain steadfast in giving thanks and expect to see my goodness and loving kindness pursuing you every day of your life. You are not immune to mistakes and missteps. There are times you will fall short, say, or do the wrong thing, disappoint yourself and others. The enemy would love to use those incidents to keep you sidelined in shame, but I am not finished with you yet. My mercies are new every morning. When you stumble, simply take my hand and let me lift you back up again. I'm not surprised or angered by your failures. I know your human frailty far better than you do, and yet I chose to set my love upon you. I am in the business of creating beauty from ashes, taking broken things and restoring them for my purposes. Don't let fear of failure stop you from stepping out in obedience to me. Even your mistakes and mess-ups are no match for my redemptive love. Finally, don't neglect to tend to the fire of devotion burning in your heart. Many start out ablaze with love for me only to let the embers cool over time. But your relationship with me was never meant to be stagnant or mundane. There are fresh revelations of my heart to discover each new day. Knowing me is the greatest adventure, the most thrilling journey you'll ever embark upon. Don't settle for a complacent, lukewarm faith. Press in to know me more. Seek my face with greater fervency. When you draw near to me with your whole heart, I draw near to you. I will satisfy you with the richest of spiritual fare. Delight yourself in me, and I will give you the desires of your heart. Beloved, this is eternal life, that you may know me, the one true God. The world is full of distractions and temptations, all vying for your attention and affection. But as you daily run into my open arms, I will fill you to overflowing with my love. My grace will be your strength. My presence will be your peace. No matter where life takes you, you can rest secure in my unshakable love for you. You belong to me, and nothing can separate you from my love. Choose me afresh each day, and you will lack no good thing. I am all you need for life and godliness, and one day soon, I will bring you home to be with me forever. But until then, keep walking with me. I will never leave you or forsake you, my dearest child. When you face hardships and challenges in this life, know that I am right there with you in the midst of the storm, ready to carry you through to the other side. Your joy doesn't come from your circumstances, but from the unshakable truth that I am always with you, working all things for your good. Nothing in this world can separate you from my love. When your heart is anchored in this reality, you will not be disillusioned or disheartened by anything life throws your way. One mistake I want to caution you against is the temptation to compare yourself to others. Comparison robs you of joy and hinders you from embracing the unique and beautiful path I have laid out for you. Don't measure your success or worth based on what others around you are doing. Your journey is your own, and I have a perfect plan and timing for everything that unfolds in your life. Trust that I will guide your steps and lead you exactly where you need to go. If you become preoccupied with measuring yourself against others, you risk overlooking the blessings and opportunities I have already prepared for you. Have faith in me and in the path I have set before you. I am deeply invested in your life and will bring you to your intended destination in my perfect timing. Another pitfall to avoid is allowing ambition to eclipse your devotion to me. Having goals and aspirations is natural, but be careful not to let them lead you away from my will for your life. The allure of worldly success and acclaim can easily entice you off the course I have charted for you. Before pursuing something that seems desirable, always seek my direction first. Not every opportunity that presents itself is from my hand, and not every open door is meant for you to walk through. Seek my guidance in all things, and I will grant you discernment. When you align your pursuits with my desires, you are guaranteed success in the end. But if you chase after your own ambitions apart from me, you will soon find that what once seemed promising has become a burden. Another misstep my children often make is allowing anger and bitterness to take root in their hearts. In this life, you will face injustice, unfairness, and wrongdoing. But don't let resentment consume you, for it will only poison your soul. I have called you to forgive others, just as I have forgiven you. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the chains of rage and hurt, allowing me to heal and restore your heart. Harboring bitterness creates a barrier that prevents my love from flowing freely into your life and keeps you from experiencing the fullness of my peace and joy. Never let someone else's actions deprive you of the freedom that comes with forgiveness. Release the past and trust me to administer justice in my own way and time. Forgive others, not because they deserve it, but because you have received the gift of my grace and mercy. I long for you to walk in the abundance of my blessings, unencumbered by the weight of unforgiveness. One more mistake I want to address is failing to cultivate a heart of gratitude. The secret to living in the overflow of my goodness is to be thankful, my child. When you focus on what you have, rather than what you lack, you open your heart to receive all that I have in store for you. Gratitude has the power to transform your perspective, enabling you to recognize my hand at work in every aspect of your life, even amid trials and difficulties. Don't assume that my blessings always come easily or without challenges. In every season, there is always something to be grateful for. Even in times of hardship, you can find reasons to give thanks. By intentionally choosing gratitude, you unlock the door to true contentment, peace, and fulfillment. When you approach life with a grateful heart, you begin to see my fingerprints everywhere and experience the depths of my love in profound new ways. As you navigate the twists and turns of your journey, remember that you are never alone. I am with you in every decision, every moment, every breath. You don't have to shoulder your burdens by yourself. I am here to uphold you, encourage you, and guide you every step of the way. When life feels overwhelming and you need to be reminded of my love, come back to these words and let them breathe new life into your weary soul. I am your refuge, your anchor, your ever-present help in times of trouble. I see you, my precious one. I understand the questions you wrestle with in the quiet of your heart, the battles you wage that no one else can see. I feel the aches you carry, the worries that keep you up at night, the fears that threaten to overtake you. I am your safe harbor, your shelter from the storms of life. When the winds of adversity rage against you, I wrap you in my embrace. When the snows of sorrow fall, I warm you with my love. When the rains of despair pour down, I pray over you and cover you with my protection. Even in your darkest nights, I am there, illuminating your path with the light of my presence. Nothing can hide you from the radiance of my love. So entrust your heart to me, your hopes and your fears, your dreams and your scars. I hold every piece of who you are in my tender care. Look back and remember how I have faithfully led you thus far. Recall the times when you needed me most, and I walked beside you, never letting go of your hand. Let those memories serve as a reminder that I am still holding you close, even now. When the noise of the world threatens to drown out my voice, turn your ear to me. I will be your place of peace, your refuge from the chaos. I will steady your steps and be your strength when you feel you can't go on. In your moments of deepest sorrow, I will be your comfort. I will not leave you to grieve without hope. I will not abandon you to wander in the wilderness alone, because I am your faithful companion, your constant friend. So take my hand and hold fast to me. I am your deliverer, your redeemer, your mighty God. At just the right time, I will refresh your spirit and renew your strength. I will be your mouthpiece, giving you words to speak hope. Wait for me with expectant hope. Keep your eyes fixed on me as you walk through your days, and rest in me through the nights. Though I may sometimes seem hidden, I am always at work on your behalf, and I will reveal myself to you in my perfect timing. Fear not, my beloved child, for I have chosen you and called you by name. You belong to me, now and forever. My love for you knows no bounds, and nothing in this life or the next can separate you from the security of my unfailing love. You are mine, and I am yours, for all eternity. Amen.